You got this young lady going to talk about, dating basically dudes that she's calling in the video hood tyrants. Now she's talking about dudes from the hood, Pookie and Ray Ray, whatever names you want to call them. She used to date them, but she's actually talking down on these particular men. But I want you to hear exactly what she says. But in this video, I'm going to be on the side of actually Pookie and Ray Ray.
There is nothing attractive about a hood tyrant. Let me say it again. There is absolutely nothing attractive about a hood tyrant. Girls, I want the best for black women, I really do, but it's really hard because women in our community are attracted to a certain type of man because that is what they deem as masculine or hyper masculine. Basically, if you're not riding around with a Glock on your hip, if you're not walking around with your pants sagging to your ankles, if you don't have several baby mamas, and you're a lame. It's very disappointing because I feel like I'm seeing more pregnancy announcements, no weddings, at least here in America. The reason as to why a lot of black women in America are accepting the bare minimum and accepting poor treatment is because they are attracted to a certain kind of man. And honestly, let me be real with you girls. At one point in my life, I'm really embarrassed to say this, I used to be attracted to Glocktaviuses, hood tyrants, dust mites, whatever. I used to be attracted to them. I used to. Seriously. Mind you, I have never lived in the hood in my entire life. My parents are immigrants that came here and put me and my siblings in amazing neighborhoods. I live in the suburbs, and yet I was still attracted to hood tyrants. So it's not even a certain kind of girl that's attracted to them. It really could be anyone. And honestly, the reason as to why I was attracted to those type of men is because I was consuming a lot of hood Hollywood content. I was following a lot of IG baddies. I was following a lot of rapper baby mamas. I was consuming that content, and because those women were attracted to those kind of men, I thought that that was like the it thing. I had a thing for them for maybe about a year or two, and then it was over with.
Now let me tell you why I'm on the side of Pookie and Ray Ray. At least Pookie and Ray Ray is honest about who they are. They're pretty upfront. What I don't like about what she's saying is that you're blaming everyone else for your dating choices at that time period. Now, the conversation should be, why is it that you have some sisters in the community that always got a fool with a Pookie and Ray Ray? And they don't want the dudes who decent, who's out there working, who's out there doing their thing. Then, unfortunately, some of them get pregnant by Pookie and Ray Ray, or hood tyrants, whatever name you want to call them. And then they're getting epiphany. Sometimes they don't get the epiphany till after maybe a couple of kids. And then now they want to go fool with that decent guy, that good job having guy. That's what they want to go fool with. But now the option of fooling with that guy has become very, very slim because now more and more men are traveling and they're getting a lot more play outside the country than within it. You see, I'm a firm believer of this. That is one of the disqualifying factors for men, in my opinion. If you go on a date with a woman and for some reason you find out, listen, if Pookie and Ray Ray or whoever, that's her baby daddy, no, I'm not dealing with that situation at all. I'm not. Sorry. You can go be with somebody else. Or she has a history of dating those kind of guys, and all of a sudden now you show up and you about the first guy she ever dated like that because now she got an epiphany. No. Because see, I'm a firm believer of if you enact a consequence for certain actions, then these practices won't happen. See, it's okay for, Pookie and Ray Ray to be dating their counterparts. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Sexy Reds, them types, that's okay. That's who they should be with. But when you have a young lady like this who didn't even grow up over there where Sexy Red and them grew up at, right? And yet you still went over there and fooled with them and then you're going to sit up here and blame Instagram? You're going to blame reality TV? No, blame yourself. You made that choice. It's not Instagram's fault. It's not reality TV fault. And that's what I don't like about today. Even when sometimes when people blame social media platforms for certain harms in society, wait a minute. Nobody takes my phone and make me go to any kind of social media platform. I choose to go there. And if I don't want to see that platform or nothing on it at all, I just don't go there. It's a lot of platforms I don't frequent. There's even on social media, I don't go to certain people's pages because I don't want to hear what they got to say, or maybe they're toxic or whatever. I don't do that. So you have to take personal responsibility on your dating. But we have seen an overall theme when it comes to, the ladies out here. A lot of them do not like taking personal responsibility on their dating choices. It's everybody else's fault why they're in the situation they're in. It's not their fault. But men, we have to take our personal responsibility. If we go out and date the female version of the hood tyrant, as she says, and we have issues and problems or get them pregnant, whatever, what are we told as men? Well, you should have picked better. You already knew what she was. Why would you be with her? You could have got you a better woman. That's what men are told. And that's actually correct. Not saying it's not correct, but it's the same way on the other side. And what a lot of men see, there's a lot of men that, especially when they start accomplishing things in life, they get disgusted. They don't want to follow behind Pookie and Ray Ray. They don't want a woman that has that, even hearing that. You do best to keep that quiet and to yourself. Now, of course, you can really keep it quiet if you don't have a child. Don't go telling people online about your dating history. Sometimes online, I notice y'all talk too much. It's not nobody's business if you was dating a guy like that or whoever. It's just nobody's business. And then you wonder why your videos come back to bite you in the end. Because let's say if a guy was liking you, into you, and then later he see that video and say, really? That's the kind of dude she was fooling with? Oh, I don't want to fool with her. And some guys can be like that. Some, because you were fooling with a guy for over a year, that's what you were attracted to. You still, you may realize it's not good for you now, but you were still attracted to that. And you may be attracted to that again. So that's why a man has to say, okay, nah, not you. They got way too many women out here that won't even talk to Pookie and Ray Ray or hood tyrants or whatever. And you can say on the flip side, if a guy is fooling with a bunch of hood rats, then a woman should say, nah, I'm not fooling with you because that's what you like. You like them little, and I don't want to deal with no issues and problems with one of them little women with you. No. And cut him off too. See, I'm like that on both sides. It's not just one side or another, but don't sit up here and throw it all on them like they the problem. No, you the problem, ma'am, because you chose those kind of men. I just don't like when somebody try to act like they're so much better and they're above certain things, and yet you was doing the same things or wilding in the mud with certain people. Like, no, just say, hey, I used to date those kind of men, and I realized, what they kind of offer could possibly get me in trouble, possibly lose my life or different things that just come along with them. So I chose not to date them anymore and just leave it at that. And that's okay to have that assessment. Would it be putting them down and calling names to them? No, because you in the same boat they are.